Hi, I'm Tara the Foodie and I take the mystery out of cooking for you. In this part of the country, it's freezing outside. No one wants to go out there. The grill is buried, there's snow up to your knees. I don't want to go out there, but wouldn't a nice hot rack of baby back ribs just be so good right now? I think so. Today, I'm gonna show you how to make delicious barbecue ribs right in your oven. No boots, no propane, no frostbite. I'm gonna show you how to make your own bold, smoky rib rub and homemade barbecue sauce. These ribs roast low and slow until they're tender enough to make you make that face where you close your eyes and take a bite and smell of those just delicious barbecue ribs. Oh, you know that bite, right? Now let's make some ribs. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is go ahead and put together our homemade rib rub. And this is gonna make about a cup of seasoning, which should be enough for us to fully season 2 huge racks of ribs back there, if you can see them. They kind of look like brontosaurus racks, kind of like from Fred Flintstone. This is definitely, it's giving me brontosaurus rib feelings right now when I'm looking at them. If you want that fall off the bone, really, really tender ribs, you're gonna go for baby back ribs. These are actually more like a St. Louis style rib. You get the kind that you like. Let's go ahead and put together this rib rub. The first thing you want to add is 1/3 cup of brown sugar. Next, we're going to add 1½ tablespoons of sea salt. Then 2 tablespoons of paprika or smoked paprika. Then 1 tablespoon of coarse ground black pepper. Then a teaspoon of cumin, a teaspoon of onion powder, a teaspoon of garlic powder, and 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Look at that color. And now just grab a spoon or a fork and mix it all up. You can smash it with the tines if you've got some brown sugar that wants to chunk up on you. You want to have all of those flavors combined so that they evenly season the pork ribs. Now, what I like to do when I make any kind of seasoning mix like this is check it. I mean, you're gonna rub this all over 2 huge racks of ribs. If it's not right, you kind of messed up your whole entire thing, so. What I'm tasting got a good saltiness, but not like a salt lick. I think it's perfect. We are ready to move on to the next step. Let's bring that meat over here. I've already taken these ribs out of their package, and then I took paper towels and dried them off on both sides. What we do to prep them is try and remove as much of the silver skin, I think it's called, on the back of these ribs. You can kind of see through this a lot. It's like a thin layer of, when you pull it up, it's kind of starting to come away from the meat. This is what you're going to try and remove. Good thing to do is grab some paper towel, just get like a little piece, and I'm gonna kind of get my finger under there and start pulling it apart. So I can get a good grip on the skin. And then I'm going to try and pull it. You can leave it on if you want, but this makes the ribs a little easier to eat. So I am getting a piece off here. You can see that's kind of moving along for me nicely. This is satisfying. Was that satisfying for you? It was very satisfying for me. Yeah. And this knife that I'm using, it's just a little paring knife. And you're always gonna get something like this if you buy like a set of knives. And I have a little short that I have out there that talks about the importance of having a really good sharp knife in your kitchen. Anyway, if you're interested in getting kind of like a starter set of good knives for your kitchen, I will link a really good one here now. I did my best to remove as much of the silver skin off the back that I could, and again, that's really all you can do. Once you're done with that, you want to flip your ribs back over so that you're on the meaty side, and it's time to just rub all that rib rub all over your ribs. I'm gonna take some of the rub and just sprinkle it evenly all over the ribs on the front and the back, and then just kind of press it in with my hands.
And you're focusing mostly on the meat part when you're putting the seasoning on, because that's what you're going to taste. Get that all on there. Put it back over, meat side up, put the rest on there. Get it nice and coated. So the last step before we cover this in aluminum foil is we want to put a little bit of moisture into the pan. And you want to use what, in my opinion, you want to use a vinegar. So I always like to give it a good shake because it's got that mudda inside. And you're just going to be pouring in around 1/4 cup into the sheet pan. So anywhere in the sheet pan, just pour it in. It's really all you need. Just enough to get some moisture in there. And then,
no ending!
Totally cover it nice and tight with aluminum foil.
No and then.
And then,
no ending!
tight. You want all that steam to stay under that foil and get those ribs nice and tender. So I'm going to do this with the other rack of ribs, and then I'm going to put these in a 350-degree oven for about 1.5 to 2 hours. I always check it after 1.5 hours, and if the meat on the ribs is basically done, it's nice and tender, then I'm going to take them out and we will go ahead and put the barbecue sauce on that I'm about to show you how to make. Basically, you're going to be combining some ketchup. I think this is about 1.5 cups of ketchup. And then this is a mixture of 1/2 cup of apple cider vinegar and 1/2 cup of water. 1/4 cup, as I can see, of soy sauce. I think this is 2 tablespoons of mustard and 1/4 cup of brown sugar. And then I have 4 spices in this bowl, which is onion powder, garlic powder, smoked paprika, and cumin. And I would go with the smoked paprika for making barbecue sauce because you want to have that smoky flavor. So all I'm really going to do is head on over to the stove and just combine all of these ingredients. I'm going to bring that mixture to a simmer and then turn it down to low and just stir it every few minutes as it kind of cooks down into the thickness of a sauce that you would like. Let's go ahead and add our ketchup. Ooh, we warmed up the pan a little bit there. We'll go ahead and put in the mustard. So right now, it's just burger sauce, ketchup and mustard. You could put that on a burger. Then I'm gonna go ahead and add my soy sauce. I'm gonna start to give this a stir to get these ingredients combined. Starting to take on that color of barbecue sauce. Now we have to add the mixture of apple cider vinegar and water. So this is going to thin it out, but again, we're going to be bringing this to a simmer and then cooking it on low for about 20 minutes. So that will cook down. A good barbecue sauce usually has some sweetness, and while ketchup is fairly sweet, we want to add a little bit of a caramelized molasses type of sweet from the brown sugar. So I'm going to add that. Hockey puck there. And then we can go ahead and add our spices. And that is all the ingredients. So I'm going to stir this up really good. It already has a pretty great color after adding all the rest. I'm going to take it to a medium heat at this point, just so that I can bring it up to a little bit of a bubble. And once that happens, I'll be turning it down to low, and we will simmer this for about 20 minutes. Well, it's been probably closer to 2 hours now, so I'm going to go ahead and open up this oven and see if these ribs are done.
Sure smells good in here. Take this one out. This is the big mamma jamma. I'm gonna go ahead and put it here on the cutting board. Be careful when you take this foil off because there's gonna be a lot of steam that comes out. Big reveal. So the first thing that you'll notice, you're gonna see the bones exposed because it's been cooking in there for a while and all of that fat has rendered off of the bones. And then you wanna take, you know, like a knife or something and just see like how easy it goes into the meat. Look at this. It just goes whoop, like butter. It feels like butter, basically. Very tender meat. I'm gonna go ahead and just put a probe. I'm gonna probe this meat. I have my Therm Pro. I'm just gonna stick it in this like really fat part if I can get it in there. There we go. Oh yeah, it's like 194. Yeah, that's definitely done. This was the big one too. So I'm definitely sure that the other one is done as well. And the next thing that we're gonna do, we're going to brush the barbecue sauce over top and then stick it back in the oven for about 20 minutes so that the sauce kind of bakes on real nice, and then we will be ready to eat. That's hot. So I'm gonna pop this into the oven and then sauce my other rack. I just took both of these bad boys out of the oven. This is the final product. The sauce is nice and baked now into the ribs, but still kind of saucy on top. And I am ready to cut into one of these and try some of these delicious ribs. When I'm ready to serve ribs, I am just, I'm kind of looking at where the bones are, and I'm just gonna start cutting. And you're just gonna kind of cut between those bones so you can start separating them into ribs. So here's, look at this. Check it out. Yeah, okay. Oh my gosh. All right, here goes nothing.
Wait, what time is it?
Oh. I'm so ready for this. It's my favorite time of every episode, time to taste. Okay, look how much it wiggles. It's so juicy. It was falling off the bone. Falling off the, look. Just, it's so nice to make ribs in the oven because you can get them this tender, where it's just like, I'm just gonna take a little piece. They're so good. This meat is melting in my mouth. Taking the time to cook for yourself, this is one of the reasons why we do it. Not only does it save you money, it saves your health. You are controlling everything that goes into your body right here in your own kitchen. I'm Tara the Foodie, taking the mystery out of cooking for you once again, and I will see you next time.
No ending!